Hello everyone, this is Spicy Latina here. I've been seeing a lot of talk about on November 1st the government not being able to fund EBT or food stamps and other federal agent jobs or federal jobs that are non-essential, like TSA agents and the things, such like that. And I've seen videos of these wonderful future doctors and lawyers threatening Trump over it. Now, I did some checking, and according to CNN, over 79% of people who receive assistance, such as SNAP, are Democrats. And according to CNN, only 48% of the country blame Trump for the government shutdown. And that's because Republicans did propose a clean budget. They do this every year. I don't know why they act surprised when these budgets come up. Apparently the issue is that the Republicans don't want to fund health care for illegal aliens, illegal immigration, whatever you want to call it, undocumented workers, woke immigrants, whatever you want to call them. They, if you follow my channel, you see how much they love to come here to work and have a better life for their children. I'll be posting another video later today of ICE, This Week in ICE. So look forward to that. So what I propose to do, because as I watched CNN, one of the CNN reporters, Radijits or whatever her name is, she's blonde, she has the face of a rat. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny, okay? So lighten up. She asked why Trump would not go back and just talk to the Democrats. Like, he doesn't have a million other things on his plate, such as, Venezuela, trade, discussions, trying to end the Ukraine-Russian war, which I think the holdout is Putin at this point. And so I just thought I'd make a short video, which isn't going to be short because I'm going to name every single Democrat who voted to shut the government down and to cut off all of the social program aid, such as EBT. So I'm going to go in alphabetical order. Arizona, Rubin, who defends the drug cartels and smugglers, Gallegos. Mark Kelly. California, Alex, I go and stage fake fall downs, Padilla. Adam Shifty Shift, who was the leader of the Russiagate hoax and is caught up in his own mortgage fraud investigation. Colorado, Michael Bennett, John Hickenlooper. Connecticut, Richard Blumenthal, looks like a Dracula, living corpse. Christopher Murphy. Delaware, Lisa Blunt. Rochester? Not sure how to say that name, and I apologize if I actually mispronounce names. I don't know any of these people personally. Christopher Coons. Georgia, John Ossoff. Raphael, pull the fire alarm and get no punishment, no repercussions, Warnock. Everyone in Hawaii, including Mazie Hirono. Not surprised. Fat woman. Tammy Duckworth. She doesn't have a leg to stand on. Richard Durbin, Dick Turban Durbin. From Illinois. Maryland. Angelina also Brooks. Chris Van Hollen. Massholes. Edward Markey and Elizabeth Fake Indian Pocahontas Warren. Now she really chaps my ass because I'm actually Comanche and Mexican. So I'm a real native, and she took a job from a native person. So, such a scam, DEI. Michigan, Gary Peters, Elisa Slotkin. Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar, the one that Tim Walz wanted his buddy to kill, and he killed the wrong Democrat, I guess. Tina Smith, the guy, let's just be honest, the guy that shot the Minnesota lawmakers was mentally crazy. I don't think there was a political motive for that, but if there was, he shot the wrong person, because he said in his confession that he was actually contracted to kill Amy Klobuchar. Nevada, Jackie Rosen. Now, there is a Nevada Democrat who actually voted to keep the government open, so good on her. New Hampshire, Margaret Hassan, Janine Shaheen. New Jersey, I know you all have a primary, so maybe you need to vote accordingly. These Democrats voted to not give you your Social Security, your EBT, your health care. Cory Booker and Adam Kim. Yeah, Cory Booker. Isn't he the Timu Obama? New Mexico, Martin Heinrich. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Ben Ray Lujan. Or Lujan. Not sure. New York, Kristen Gillibrand. Little Chucky Schumer is going to lose his primary to AOC because he's a weak-spined Democrat who won't stand up to those 5 hideous creatures in his party. Oregon, the worst state in the whole union. Oregon. Yeah, Portland. Antifa cops. Yeah, they protect the Antifa domestic terrorists. They go hide behind the Portland police when it's time to, have any repercussions from the federal agents that they provoke. Oregon, Jeff Merkley, Ron Wyden. Pennsylvania, David McCormick. You know what Pennsylvania senator actually voted for the people? That would be John Fetterman. And yes, we would welcome him into the Republican Party. That stroke reset his brain, brought back common sense to the man. Rhode Island, Jack Reed. I love it because there was a George Reed in, what was it? Is it Maryland? Can't remember the colony, but George Reed was a coward who did not want to vote or sign the Declaration of Independence, but when the writing was on the wall, he did actually sign it, so I give him credit for that. Sheldon Whitehouse, Vermont. Bernie Sanders, who wants to go after the millionaires and the billionaires. Well, now that I'm a millionaire, I only want to go after the billionaires. I gotta have 4 homes because, that's socialism, man. Peter Welch. Now, these two I do actually know because I used to live in Virginia. Tim Cuckoo Kane, whose son is also Antifa, by the way. I call him Chuckles Face or Clown Face because he's got that weird-looking face. He's an asshole. Mark Warner is also an asshole. Virginia, you have a primary. Vote all these Democrats out. Winsome Sears needs to be your governor. I think it's John Reed, your lieutenant governor. The one who's running against Jay Johnson, who wants to murder anyone who doesn't agree with him, and not just murder the adults, but also wants to see their children dead. Yeah, this is the party of peace, by the way. Washington, Maria Cantwell. Patty Murray, who I think was a singer in the 50s or 60s. I don't know. Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin. She's bald in the brain. And I have a couple of honorable mentions here. Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul voted against this. Now, I was never part of the Ron Paul revolution. I thought they were jerks. They would go and they would rip our signs down when we were putting signs up during the election, during the primary. So I never liked Ron Paul. So I don't get the fascination with him or the obsession with him. But Rand Paul seemed like a good dude. Well, he voted against it. He's a Republican. And just because, I also don't see the fascination with this idiot, but Thomas Massey in the House also voted against the bill. So this is the list of the people who voted to get rid of your EBT as of November 1st, slow down your travel and flights, and totally fuck up any sort of government business that we have, or business that we have with the federal government. So please, if you're in any of these states, or even if you're not, let these people know how you feel. All of my senators voted for it. And by the way, I'm not voting for Lindsey Graham. I've never voted for Lindsey Graham. I think the guy running against him is Mark Lynch. And I'll do a short momentarily about the smears against Mark Lynch by the Republican coalition.